Hey guys, just a quick break from my very exciting Chinese homework to do the spiritual pagan tag that's been going around the last few days. I'm pretty sure it originated with invoking the balance, but don't hold me to that. I'll make a video about the conference probably later, but I just thought this was fun. And so if you watch this, I'll post the questions below. So if you watch this, consider yourself tagged. And if you can, you should do it too because it's fun. Okay, so number one, what are your spiritual beliefs? This is difficult because if you've watched my past videos, you might have picked up on the fact that I really don't. I find the emphasis that pagans and witches of various sorts place on belief to be very, very problematic. Just because, Oliver, these ideas about belief are rooted very heavily in carryovers from Protestant Christianity, and in my mind, what I do as a Wiccan and as a witch and as a pagan don't have anything to do with belief. So, to avoid kind of going there, I'll instead just talk a little bit about some of the labels that I apply to myself. So I am Wiccan. I'm pagan or neo-pagan. To me, the two make little difference. I am a witch in the sense that I practice witchcraft. I would also describe myself as a magician and an occultist. Hi, Oliver. And a cat owner. This is very important. Probably the most important. Right? Ah! Favorite herb? Probably rosemary. I really love peppermint and basil, but rosemary I use all the time for all sorts of things. Cooking to magical work to just, I really enjoy growing it. It's just an all-around favorite. Right. I grow catnip for Oliver. Yes. Yeah, so rosemary. Sorry, I got distracted. Can't. Favorite deity? Well, I work with Oya and Venus, and so those are the two who I worship, whom I serve, in addition to my craft deities, I guess is what I'll call them. They both have, each of them has their own altar in my home, and so I really enjoy wading through the mythology that's attached to each of them, as well as Oliver, hi, as well as the other deities in their respective pantheons, if you want to call them that. I also really enjoy reading about Norse deities, although I don't work with any. So yeah, Oya and Venus. Number 4, favorite YouTuber. I'm gonna have more than one. I don't know, and I know I'm gonna forget people. Just in terms of people whose videos I watch really regularly, I like Moonlit Opal. I like Sage Sorrel. I like Mirth and Reverence. I like Major Arcana TV. And, let's see, who else? I know I'm forgetting, like, everyone. Hi, I know. Who else? Let's leave it there. I know I'm forgetting people. But I always, those folks who I just listed, I always catch their videos. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm really distracted by Oliver right now. Because he's so cute. Hello. Okay, number 5, are you creative? Yes, I would say so. I'm a guitarist. I write a lot of music. I actually went to school for music. So that's a really big part of my life. I love to paint and draw. I wouldn't say that I'm particularly good at it, but it's something that I do a lot. And a lot of people outside of the academy would disagree, but scholarship is its own requires its own sort of creativity too. Just being able to come up with novel ideas and then explore them and explain them and back them up requires a lot of creativity. So in that sense, and obviously that's a huge part of my life. So yes, I would say that I'm creative. Number 6, favorite Sabbath/season. Well, my favorite season is fall, just because I love the way fall smells, and it's beautiful, and it's right when school starts, so it's right at that moment where you're excited about a new school year, but you're not bogged down by it or stressed out. And you're getting ready for things like Halloween and Thanksgiving and all the fun stuff before everything goes to hell with Christmas and kind of all those bullshit winter holidays. But my favorite Sabbath is Imbolc, just because Imbolc is a very energizing period for me. It's when I find that I'm ready to get going again out of a winter that's, you know, draining or depressing or something. Imbolc is when I start feeling like myself again. And I make candles, so that's when I kind of break out all the candle making stuff and I replenish my depleted supplies. It's a lot of fun. It's a very crafty Sabbath for me. Oliver, you need to get comfortable. Just lay down, okay? So yeah. Number 7. How do you incorporate your spirituality into your daily life? This is a weird one because in my mind, this whole idea of spirituality versus daily life, or I sometimes think of it as mundania, like it's a country or something. But the idea that there's this dichotomy that exists and that these are two separate realms that we somehow have to combine is very odd to me, just because in my mind the whole point of at least what I would say my religion is the incorporation of the two. And I mean, like, they're not really different. So my spirituality influences how I behave. It influences what I eat. It influences the choices that I make about everything, about what I study, about how I treat my cat, about who I hang out with and who I date and who, I mean, like, it impacts every other part of my life, whether overtly or not. So in terms of incorporating spirituality, I don't know. I mean, of course I practice ritual regularly, and I do engage in various sorts of prayer. But I think even just participating in daily life with a certain degree of mindfulness, I mean, that's a spiritual practice. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's quite the answer that was being looked for. But there you are. Number 8. Do you eat meat, dairy, and eggs? Yes, I do. I spent a lengthy period of time being a vegetarian, many, many years, and a shorter period of time being a vegan for a number of reasons. But slowly gave that up, and now I eat meat, etc., but I try to do so, again, with the sort of mindfulness that I was talking about earlier. I go to lengths to only purchase free-range and organic meats, cage-free eggs, that sort of thing. I only drink organic milk. So, I mean, I don't agree with the idea that it's immoral or ethically incorrect to eat these things. But I do think that as human beings, with all of the power that we have over our environment, we do have a responsibility to be mindful about it and to do so with sort of minimal environmental impact. And whether or not that's even possible, I mean, of course, is problematic. But all that to say, yes, I eat meat, milk, and eggs, but I try to do so mindfully and responsibly, as much as is possible. Number 9, favorite book. My favorite book on the planet is Watership Down by Richard Adams, which it's just fantastic. That's been my favorite book since probably the 3rd grade, and I read it all the time. I collect different editions of Watership Down, and anyway, yeah, so that's my favorite book. Number 10, does your zodiac sign resonate with your personality? I don't even really know what that means because I really don't know anything about astrology. I mean, I've read a little bit, but my understanding I have one contact who is a professional astrologer, and she told me at one point, and I don't know if this is true or not, okay, but she told me at one point that it's actually a mistake that people emphasize their sun sign so much when it's actually your moon sign that has more impact upon your personality, and particularly the combination between the two. So, you know, I don't know if that's true or not, and I couldn't even tell you what my moon sign is. All right, but in terms of sun sign, I think that's what it... See, I don't know anything about astrology, guys. I'm a Taurus, okay, and if Tauruses, Taurians, I don't know. Okay, Oliver, look at this. Look at the cute. Sorry, I'll tell you more about Taurus in a second. But Oliver likes his belly rubbed, and he rolls on his back, and it's really cute. But anyway, so Tauruses are supposed to be, you know, really sensual, and, you know, they're supposed to like material things and be kind of materialistic, and they're supposed to like to eat and anything that has to do with sensual sort of pleasure. And in that sense, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I like stuff and I like food, and, you know, like, I don't know, like, who doesn't like those things? I don't know. So maybe, yes. And I'm definitely opinionated and stubborn. Are those Taurus things? I don't know, Oliver. What's your butt? Yeah. So, I don't know. I'd like to think that my personality is more complex than that. But, there you are. I guess I don't know enough about astrology to say yes or no. And, to quote Hermione Granger, although she was speaking about divination, but astrology strikes me as a very woolly discipline. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all. I'll make more serious videos later, but just hadn't posted in a few days because I've been in Florida. So, hope you guys are well.